composer of this, the machine for saying sorry.
I'm John Wood, part of the quartet of people creating the whole project, Machine for Saying Sorry.
Where are we?
We are in the Lewisham Art House in Lewisham, oddly enough.
And the performance, and this is called?
The project is called the Machine for Saying Sorry, which was originally John's concept. As soon as he said that to me, I kind of thought, well, I can definitely run with this idea. So basically, we've recorded digital voices of people, 17 different digital recordings, people saying, "I am truly, truly sorry." No, sorry, that's not right.
Sorry.
I am truly sorry. And then we've just, I've manipulated the sound of the voices to kind of sort of try and change their meaning. You know, I'm not entirely sure if the machine is genuinely sorry, or if it's rehearsing to be sorry, or
But let's talk about the machine. John, you invented this machine. What is this machine? John?
Is a remake of a very famous component of Hammond organs from the 1930s, maybe. So at the moment you could call this a spin doctor, because part of the concept is the idea of apologies and saying sorry. So part of my interest in this process was that most people use the term sorry and apologies as synonymous, and in fact they're almost opposite in meaning. So the original meaning of apologia, was when a religious leader would stand up and defend a particular position, whereas today we think of this as the same thing as saying sorry. And in my terms, I think what most people would understand as being sorry is an emotional, a heartfelt expression of regret. So politically, I think it's ironic that we're living between these two things. And in the age of artificial intelligence, we're now assigning these responsibilities more and more to machines. So it's just a surrealist conjecture that maybe machines would be, maybe at the end of our species, maybe when we've died out, we'll have a machine that apologizes to nature. And this is it. This is it, yes. So it's also, we should mention Sarah and Alma.
yes.
So, do you want to say a little bit about Sarah?
So that also we have two artists, Sarah Willett and Alma Tischler-Wood, we've kind of sort of discarded videotapes. All these videotapes were originally meant something to somebody. Now they're kind of random and they're almost meaningless. I mean, what information is contained on those tapes? Nobody. We've sort of taken their identity, away from them. What do they mean anymore, basically? And it's also with the fact that it's a random. It's not a random. It's a medium that we no longer even use. Tape, really. In a way.
It's the composition that you've started to create. So what are you trying to achieve with the sounds and with the... What is the sound? What is this what we're listening to right now?
Most of it is literally the manipulation of the 17 voices saying, "I am truly sorry." And then there are some... What I discovered was that as soon as I started manipulating the voice, that when I put some harmony, some music to change the meaning of the voice. You know, sometimes, you know, if you put a kind of really strange chord underneath it, the machine no longer feels like it's genuine. It feels like it's pretending. And then sometimes you can put it kind of slightly more happier or kind of sort of gentler, and you can suddenly feel the machine is genuinely feel sorry. And then there are times when I think that actually it's just rehearsing, trying to say sorry, so that at one point it's hoping to be able to pretend to somebody that it really is genuinely sorry. Personally, I don't think it is genuinely sorry.
Conceptually, what are you trying to achieve with this idea?
Well, I suppose I'm trying to think of, you know, just taking a single solitary, which is a very kind of crucial, important phrase that we probably all of us use every day, if not every hour, and then to try and subtly change this sort of meaning, or actually in a way to actually think about what we genuinely mean ourselves when we say we're sorry.
I think there's, in my terms, there's always a very ironic aspect, because the British, it's quite a British stereotypical thing to say sorry. I think in other countries they don't have the same meaning or the same use of the term. And so just to exercise that thought process, what does it mean, as John's saying, I think you put it very well, what does it mean when you say sorry? Because one argument is, well, once you say sorry, you're just leading yourself into an excuse for the next to do it again. And I think in America it may be more, well, I'm sorry that you feel that way. So there's different interpretations. But I find that there's a currency now with the artificial intelligence interest, the notion that machines are becoming empathetic. That's one of the claims. Well, I don't know how that works. How can you empathize with somebody else if you're a machine that's designed for technological purposes?
Well, that would inherently, that has to be impossible.
I think so, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, certainly.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
I can't see it, you know.
Yeah.
So how have you created this machine?
Well, I think that, as I said, that all right. Right carefully, sit on the train carefully. I'm fine. So, no, I mean, the whole piece is a quartet. I think it's important. Sarah Willett and Alma Tischler-Wood are the other people in the quartet. And their work, so the whole piece is one piece of work which includes this machine, and it includes John's soundtrack and the tapes and the whole ambience of the whole place.
And how's the machine working? What's it doing exactly?
Well, this particular box is a very simple gadget that is emulated from a musical instrument, and it takes sound and projects it around the room, spins the sound. So hence the idea of a spin doctor. That's a kind of little play on words.
When you're composing for it, John, how difficult is that
to use it? Well, I had a pretty good idea, because normally they were associated with Wurlitzer or Hammond organs, and so I had a pretty good idea what sort of sound would work with it. And I mean, although I haven't used a Hammond organ, I've used kind of quite low, drony kind of sort of things that I knew that it would. Because what happens is it kind of there's a sort of amplitude modulation that goes on with the fact that it's sort of spinning round, and so it kind of there's also frequency modulation as well going on as well, because it kind of slightly changes the pitch of it.
Phase
as well.
change.
Phases, yeah. But it's quite fascinating.
How long did it take you to compose it? Because it's not a piece of music, is it?
It's not really a piece of music. It's much more about the manipulation of meaning, I think, kind of.
And what do you mean by manipulation of meaning?
Well, I just think Well, I'm trying to put doubts into, people's. The machine is saying, I am truly sorry, and at times, like for instance now, I think it's having a bit of a nervous breakdown, and then it tries to, because it's been unsuccessful in saying sorry, and then it tries to sort of rebuild itself, and then tries to convince people that it really is genuinely sorry, and that's its goal, really. Its final goal is for people to genuinely believe that it's sorry, and I'm trying to give it as much help as possible, but ultimately it fails.
I think that politically there's a whole interest in the notion of the buffoon, the male politician who blusters, and Boris Johnson and Mr. Trump. Certainly does the British version, which is the apology version. So I'm apologising for me being here, self-effacing. And so I think it's a very important question about where there is sincerity, at what level it happens. So I think these questions really need looking into. Also, there's a whole issue now with accountability instead of responsibility. So what you find is a whole team of lawyers will do the health and safety check on this. They're not interested in whether somebody will hurt themselves, but they're interested in making sure that they're given the right messages to warn people so that if somebody does hurt themselves, they'll be in the clear. So that's partly why we're living in a machine that is dealing with many of these legal processes and setting them up and then creating new rules that we don't understand.
So, guys,
I'm just fascinated. Actually, the sound of it down here is quite amazing. I hadn't really noticed it before.
Because the room is so live,
Yeah.
it's very hard to hear it.
That's fantastic.
who are you, gents? Who are you?
Who are we?
Good question.
John Lunn,
John Wood.
Who are the other artists involved?
Sarah Bullitt,
And Almatish Wood.
And where are we?
In the Lewisham Art House.
What's this event called?
the machine for saying sorry.
When's it finish?
Sunday, sadly.
So it's a Mayfly.
John Wood, John Lunn, thanks very much for your time.